All right, stop everything. We have an Iran deal, and it's great, in my opinion. And the man who has helped us understand this thing from the very beginning, in fact, before the beginning, he told us exactly when the war was going to start to the hour. General Blaine Holt, U.S. Air Force retired. Welcome back, General. How do you feel about this deal?
Oh, I'm very pleased. This looks very good to me. And, we're both pilots. I would call this, we're now passing the final approach fix for final approach.
Wow. All right. So, look, the big headlines that I know, we are going to destroy their depleted uranium, enriched uranium, whatever it is. We're going to destroy that. We're going to take it out of the country. They won't seek a weapon. They won't fund terror. We're going to lift the blockade. The Strait of Hormuz opens, and they can be a regular country again. Those are the big things that I see. Is there anything else?
Well, that's big stuff. I don't know how the IRGC, whatever's left of it after the last round, survives this, but we'll probably have to work that out. What I'm very encouraged by is in the last 72 hours, we haven't seen the IRGC do anything other than dial their friends at Hezbollah and tell them to throw a drone at Israel, and that's all that really happened. So looks pretty good. And, I like that we're going to do this on a performance-based system. And I just find it astonishing, Greg, that you have all these people who are detractors of the president. And even here, in the face of smashing success, they have found a way to throw rocks. And right now, he's with the D7 looking at the 6 other leaders going, I told you so, and you didn't back us up or support us. So now here's your new deal, NATO.
Wow. All right. Now, what about the people? And actually, I learned something the other week, and I trust the people who are saying this, that there is a big gap between what the Iranians say publicly and how they actually behave at the table,
yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. And the reason that is, if you have the IRGC and they don't agree with you, and they're the ones with the guns, then if, let's say, you're in a Ragachi or a Gandabaf or a Pezeshkian, and you say, yeah, I think we're there with the United States, they're going to take bullets to the head. And so, honestly, it's in everybody's best interest that this IRGC thing gets sunsetted. But no, the Iranians do understand this is not a deal. These are terms of surrender, and they are surrendering, but they're all going to do very well in their surrender. So you're not a defeated nation. You're one that's going to be reborn, not out of Muslim extremism, but out of your people, which we're all in the world community eager to welcome the Iranians back into.
Obama goes on TV, he says, no, this is no better than what I negotiated, and people on the left are trying to say that. What do you say to them?
I'm so glad you brought that up, because Obama is saying, oh, no, this is the same. You mean Obama, who appeased them with $1.8 billion in funding 3 terror proxy groups, which created even more death around the planet? The same Obama that was ready to leave them with the IRGC, their Navy, and all their other instruments of power? All that's gone. All that's wiped out. So, no, there are substantial differences, and this one is you never get a nuclear weapon forever. My grandparents or my grandchildren owe President Trump thanks, not Obama.
And that's true. How they never subscribed, they never agreed to no nuclear weapon ever, right? What did the JCPOA say about that?
It's all it did was defer it. It kicked the can down the road. 10 years to start enrichment, 20 years probably they would have a bomb, which was ridiculous because by my estimates that I saw, and I can't get into stuff that I saw of a secret nature, but what I saw was they were going to respawn themselves fairly quickly, and they were doing it on American taxpayer dollars. So you have Armageddon-bound psychopaths that want to introduce the 12th Imam with nuclear weapons using our tax dollars. Thank you, Obama. What a great idea.
The other thing I think that's driving the left crazy right now is that, President Trump did this. I'm actually noticing, there's grumbling on cable news, but there's also a kind of a awe. I can see that they're kind of like, they didn't see this one coming. They just thought that they could I don't know. Some of them seem genuinely like surprised and in their own way respectful that we're at this point. Have you noticed that?
Oh, you can find that emblematic in Georgia Maloney's comments this morning at the G7, where the same woman who said you can't use Italian air bases for this effort that is going to end in disaster with Iran stands up and says, Mr. President, you were masterful in all of this, and we stand ready to stand by the United States with our Italian Navy. Oh, really? So I guess the war really is over because now the Italian Navy is going to dip its toe into the water.
Oh man! And what does this do for the? I heard President Trump already say he was talking to Putin and Zelensky, I think yesterday, and like this sounds like, I don't know, this is somehow encouraging them to wrap up their conflict. Does it have anything to do with the other?
Absolutely does. So now President Trump is at the G7, and I am certain that he just went, yeah, Iran solved. Now we're going to talk about your war that you're going to get done now, and you're going to start following my leadership here as well. Otherwise, we're going to start defunding you, Europe, and that's what's going to come next. I believe he's going to off-ramp Ukraine, Russia here pretty quick.
Well, that's what amazing times. Hey, I want to play something for you. Can you name this airplane or these airplanes? Surprise us, Kevin. Go ahead. I can give you a hint. Do you know what it is?
America's beautiful F-18s of the Blues and the Thunderbirds F-16.
And they fly together very infrequently, right? That's a special thing.
Very special. And what a beautiful formation and the national anthem. If you couldn't get excited about your country just in that moment, then you really need to read a few more books. Find out what being an American's about.
Here's another one. You know, I was there. I was ringside last night. Yeah. It was so cool. Here's another one that I think you'll find a little bit familiar. Go ahead and hit that.
Air Cruise as the Bone, derived from B-1, is one of the fastest bombers ever built, capable of flying at more than 900 miles per hour.
Whoa. That's crazy to sound at that big. Feel that in your chest.
Well, that guy kind of gave it away. It was the B-1.
And I would recognize that anywhere. In the Air Force, we call that the Bone, B-1. And she is as fast as she could be.
That is so cool.
A very formidable weapon. And she can come in very, very low and fast and still in our fleet. But we do really need to hail in the era of the B-21. We just need to buy it at a much more reasonable price than what we've done before.
And the B-21 is like the B-2, but like smaller, right?
Smaller, better, faster, everything better. It's just very, very, very expensive, and we need to fix that. That part of the program needs to get fixed. I get it, super technology. We don't need to pay 80% margins on this stuff. We need to fix that stuff.
General Blaine Holt, amazing. What an amazing day. Amazing man. I appreciate it so much. To be continued, all right?
Always enjoyable. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.